What up, my cheese army? How you doing? This is the Cheese Monster bringing you another review called Ride Along 2. This movie came out 2-3 weeks back, and I didn't get a chance to review it, so I'm reviewing it for you guys. The movie came out on digital, and I wanted to see if you guys liked it or not, and I wanted to review it. Let's get on with it. So first of all, we got Ice Cube and Kevin Hart carrying on from Ride Along 1. Ride Along 1, where Kevin Hart becomes a police officer after he goes on his adventures with Ice Cube. So as you see in the movie, in the trailers, you see Kevin Hart is saying, "Oh man, I want to go on another ride along. I want to see how it is to be a true detective." And Ice Cube's like, "Nah, man, you can't be a true detective like me." And they gets the bright idea, say, "Hey, this guy wants to be a detective so much. Why don't we do something? Bring him on a ride along and show him what it really is to become a detective." Now, this movie, if you really like Ride Along 1, I suggest you watch this movie because it goes along the same lines. It's definitely a sequel that we did not need. And I didn't like the movie as much, but I didn't like it compared to Ride Along 1. It's definitely an upscale. And I really like the idea of like how Kevin Hart's also in a video game and after he's monitoring moves as a video game would. And it's really cool, but it is a cliche story, and you see this time and time again. Person who's not experienced, person who is experienced, person who's experienced gets pissed at person who's not experienced, and they go on adventures and they realize that the person who has no experience has a lot of potential. Where have you seen this before? This is a great movie. Honestly, it's well shot, well lit. Sometimes some of the chase sequences have a little bit shaky cam. I don't really like that as much because I can't really see much. But I gotta give it props to these Kevin Hart and Ice Cube did a really good job in pursuing this movie. They did really well, but they don't have a lot of chemistry together, and that's what I need. Chemistry. Ice Cube is a really funny guy. Kevin Hart also really funny. Working together, I don't know about this. First of all, they always bicker, and Kevin Hart's always like, "Oh my God, Ice Cube, I want to be like you," and Ice Cube's like, "Get the here," you know? And I'm like, okay, Ice Cube never has sympathy. There's one little scene where he's like, some sympathy, and I'm like, okay, maybe Ice Cube has some feels. No, never. He's just like anticlimax. It just goes down, and that's my problem with this movie. There's no really feels or tension between these two characters. There's no bondage between these characters. There's always fighting or conflict between these characters, and that's what I don't like. This movie is funny in some of their scenes, which I give props to. Like the video game sequence, really like the chase sequence is very funny. With Ice Cube just driving along, with Kevin Hart just running around trying to chase this person. Ice Cube's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Just catch him." Very simple, but it was very funny. And honestly, I like that idea of how that happened. But besides from that, this movie has nothing to offer to you. Nothing original. It's pretty much the same cliche comedy action movie that you've seen before, like Cop Out and Horse Ride Along 2. It is literally a Ride Along 2 ripoff done exactly the same way. The only difference is instead of Kevin Hart and Ice Cube's sister dating, they're getting married. That's the only difference in this movie. And of course, Kevin Hart's a cop. So all in all, this movie, there's a lot of hard things to remember from this movie. In this movie, the Chinese dude, I forgot his name, Chang, he's really funny, and I like him. He's a really he's from Chang from Community. If you can see, if you saw that show, you might recognize him. He's really funny, and he is the funniest first part in the movie. He was kind of wasted, but I see him them putting him in the movie for the comedy aspect, and I really give them props. The villain is cliche. I don't know the guy. He's probably Brazilian, maybe Mexican, but the guy didn't have much to offer. He's the cliche villain, a better villain than Ride Along 2 if you Ride Along 1. Ride Along 2 had a better villain than Ride Along. But really, it's a waste of money. I don't think you should really watch it, but say you like the Ride Along 1 and you really want to see that movie, I give it a thumbs up. This one thumb, maybe. So that's it, guys. Ride Along 2 does have some things to offer, but not the complete movie that I think deserves to be. It's a January movie, and of course, it's not the best movie. I suggest you watch Finest Hours or Kung Fu Panda 3. Kung Fu Panda 3 is probably a better movie than this. It's an underdog story. It's better than this underdog story. Anyway, guys, this is my Cheese Monster review for Ride Along 2, and I think it's a great movie, but all in all, I think that it does need some work. Anyway, guys, this is the Cheese Monster bringing you back with another review. Take some cheese, slice it up, big as I'm out.